Group discussions. Now, not every single college has a GD criteria for the selection, but if they do, then remember that group discussions is one of the easiest stages to crack. There are some simple steps that you can follow to stand out in a group discussion and to get all the attention of the interviewer onto you. So make sure that you note down these few steps and you practice them if you have chances of mock group discussions in your coaching institute or so on and so forth. So the tips are as follows. First one, lay down a structure. Remember that you should be the first one to speak in the group discussion, and ideally once the topic is given to you, you have about a minute and a half to 2 minutes to jot down your thoughts. Jot down all your thoughts, lay down a structure and establish a structure for the entire group so that the entire group can follow that particular structure and have a healthy discussion in a structured manner. A good way to establish a structure is using the PESTLE framework. So no matter what topic that you have, it will always have a political, an economical, a social, a technological, an environmental, and a legal aspect to it. No matter what topic it is going to have a certain mix of these aspects to it. So if you're starting off and establishing a sort of a structure, you can mention to the entire group that we are going to handle the entire group discussion in a structured manner. We are only going to first tackle the political aspects. So all those people who have political points, please come forward. We'll discuss the political and then we'll move to economical, so on and so forth. So if you have any particular points, say to economical, then please hold them to yourself until we reach the economical point. This shows your leadership skills. This shows your structured thinking. This shows that you are able to get all these people together to have a structured, healthy discussion rather than just people throwing points in and just cutting each other out. Number 2, pauses. Pauses are extremely important. While a person is speaking, there's gonna invariably come a point where he or she pauses, and that is your window of opportunity to put in your points and begin speaking and take the spotlight during a group discussion. So look out for pauses, and the moment you see a long pause, that is your opportunity to start putting forward your points. Number 3. Group discussions are not about being the loudest person in the entire group. The interviewers are looking for people who have a structured thought process, who are natural leaders, and who can guide the entire group through a healthy discussion up to a conclusion. So if you're finding group members who are straying away from the topic, it's a great thing to tell them that we are getting away from the topic. It's time to focus our attention back onto the topic. But don't just do that. Okay, make sure that you're not the person who's just like, guys, we're getting away from the topic, and you bring them back onto the topic and then you let them continue the discussion. If you're making the point that we are straying away from the topic, that is also your opportunity to put 2 to 3 more points that not only brings them back onto the topic, but also you get a chance to put your points forward and take the discussion to the next stage. So make sure that if you see the group members are straying away from the topic, then bring them back together. It shows your leadership skills and it shows your ability to guide the group to a particular conclusion. Number 4, make sure that you are the one that is concluding the group discussion. Note down all the major points that each and every group member has mentioned, and when the timer has been ticking, when you have been told that this is the last 2 minutes, then it's a great opportunity to say that now I would like to conclude on behalf of the entire group. And then you mention all the points that we started from this particular topic and this particular topic of discussion, and then so and so person mentioned this, and yada yada yada. You mention through what the entire group said, and then you state the concluding remarks, and like this you become the last person that spoke in the group discussion. So make sure that you are introducing the topic and a structure to the group, and you're also concluding the entire discussion. So here are some tips and tricks that you can use to get an edge during your group discussions. Number 1, if you're running out of any points, then go back to the PESTLE framework and see if you've missed out on certain points or not. So every single topic has got a political and economical, social, technological, legal and environmental aspects to it. And if you haven't covered each and every topic, then now is a great time to just see if you have missed out on any particular topic, jot down a few points and then use them when you get a chance to speak again. Number 2, keep a track of all the current affairs. So you're going to make some great points, but if you can use real life examples to strengthen those points, then it's going to be really beneficial and play in your favor. So keep a track of all the current affairs and try to use them as often as possible. Number 3, you're going to have multiple points under a particular topic. So suppose if you have 3 major points that you want to say, start off by saying, I have 3 major points to make. Number 1, yada yada yada. Number 2, yada yada yada. Number 3, yada yada yada. When you start off by saying I have 3 points, I have 5 points, I have 2 points to make, so on and so forth, it establishes that you have a certain set of points that you're going to make, and so nobody is going to interfere until you finish those 2, 3, 4 points. And if at all somebody does interfere and start saying their own points, you can politely say, hey, as I said, I'm going to make 3 points, please let me finish, and then you will get a chance to speak. So that's one way to ensure that nobody interferes, and this one tip can really get you far in group discussions. So that's all I had for group discussions.